Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, after a 3-year hiatus filled with trials, tribulations, obstacles, I'm Caleb Beasley. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Caleb Beasley Show. As I mentioned before that awesome music, I am Caleb Beasley, the host, the executive producer, the director, the creator, all of it. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. It is a pleasure and an honor to be sitting here talking to you right now. I am incredibly grateful for this opportunity. It's been a long 3 years. It has been a long, eventful 3 years, especially this past year in 2020. So with that said, I hope this message finds you well. I hope this message finds you safe. I hope you are social distancing. Hope you're wearing the masks, washing your hands, wearing the gloves, doing whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you feel safe and make it home to your family healthy. So like I mentioned, I'm incredibly grateful to be sitting here talking to you. I shot a vlog back in 2017. It was season 1, episode 1 of the Caleb Beasley Show. And a lot of things kind of happened after that. That's kind of a story for another day. But as we continue to develop our relationship with each other, we can definitely discuss some of the things that led up to that long 3-year hiatus. And some of the things that have happened within the past 3 years. I've had a lot of positive changes that have happened in my life. I no longer live where I used to live. I used to live out in Indiana, for those who really know me. I no longer live out there. I live in the greatest city on earth, Chicago, Illinois, and it is going down in Illinois. Yes. So I'm just so honored and privileged to be sitting here talking to you, broadcasting from the greatest city on earth, the 312, the 773, the 872, the 708. So I'm just grateful. I mentioned in my podcast, which can also be found on calebbeasley.com, just about forward movements and the importance of making forward movements in our life. We go through a lot in life. All of us come from different walks of life. We go through different types of obstacles. Some may not experience much as others. Some may experience way more than others. But it is important that the decisions that we make in life are a forward progression, because we only live once. For those who really know me to the core, you know that I want to be on television. Oh, I want to be on television. Oh, I think about it every single day. I want it. So for those who really know me at the core, they know I really want to be on television in some sort of entertainment or some sort of news or some sort of broadcasting. So that is really something that has been an interest of mine probably since about the age of 5, 6, somewhere around there. Used to watch a lot of behind the scenes specials on television, and that really got me interested in the fact, fun fact, here's a fun fact about me. When I was younger, if you're familiar with Dish Network and DirecTV, how they have the satellites on, the people's house of whoever their customer may be. I used to have this idea in my head that those satellites were specifically aimed to Hollywood. Yes, this is true. I used to think those satellites or radars or whatever you want to call them were aimed to Hollywood, and that is how they actually broadcasted the shows from there. I know a little byou more about life and kind of how those work now, so I understand that is not the case. But I actually used to believe as a kid that, hey, when you are using Dish, when you are using satellite, it's just aimed to Hollywood. And that's kind of how the broadcasts are created. So that was kind of the impression I was under for a while. As I began to develop my own kind of thoughts and everything, I started to, like I mentioned, watch a lot of behind the scenes specials on things, particularly behind the scenes of like news, how they would be sitting there reading a teleprompter, and just how they were able to flow with the words. It's always been something that's been a real interest of mine. So this is just one of those stepping stones that I kind of had to take to, again, make sure that I'm making those forward movements in life. Really making sure that during my spare time, I'm doing what it takes to actually get closer to the dreams that I want to accomplish in life. We have, especially in the past year, I'm sure a lot of us kind of have a lot more free time than we maybe like. And for me, it was one of those situations where I felt, why should I just kind of sit around and do all this stuff? I'm in the house anyways. There's nowhere I could really go. So why not kind of make something out of that? Why not make the situation better? And the situation, and for the situation to be better was for me to get in front of the camera and do what I love. So that's why I'm saying it's a really incredible opportunity to be sitting here talking to you guys. What the Caleb Beasley show was going to be about, there is no sort of set topic like, oh, okay, every week I'm going to talk about, gas prices, or I'm going to talk about this or that or the other. It's really just going to be a generalized type of show where I can talk about anything. Same thing with my podcast, a generalized show, because I wanted to leave kind of an open atmosphere where I can feel comfortable talking about whatever it is that I may want to discuss, or you, the viewer, may want to discuss, kind of talk about, so that we can just hit all different types of topics. I wanted to limit out the editing and stuff like that, and just really have a heart-to-heart conversation with the viewers at home. Because without you, this would not be possible. Without you, there would be no motivation to sit here and do this camera with this horrible lighting. I know, I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. I need you guys to watch the show so I can have a better set, some better lighting and stuff like that. But we all start somewhere. As you can see, I'm rocking the suit. Got to be able to rock the suit. Got to be fresh. Got to do what you got to do. Rocking the fresh haircut. So I'm ready for you guys. You make sure that you're ready for me, okay? So, like I said, the show's going to be just a general type of atmosphere where a lot of different topics can be discussed. I know on my blog, on my podcast, I hit a lot of different topics within a very short amount of time. It's about 30 minutes long. Definitely feel free to head over to calebbeasley.com and listen to it. Tell me what you think. Tell me some sort of feedback. It is my first time breaking into this sort of podcast thing. And it's also my first time developing a website. I wanted to make sure that as I go throughout this venture that I have some sort of reference to my brand. So in order to have a reference to your brand, you have to have a brand in the first place. So I was like, I don't really know what to name it, if I'm just gonna name it this and that. Then I was like, you know what? Why don't I name it after me? I love attention. Who doesn't love attention? I do. I love being the star. I want to be the star. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and make it the Caleb Beasley Show. We're going to call it calebbeasley.com. I'm going to introduce myself as the writer, executive producer, all that other stuff, because those are all of the things that I want to be in life. So life comes to a point where even if others don't believe in you, even if others think that you're going to fail, even if others think that you may not succeed, you may not qualify, you don't have what it takes, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have whatever, you have to believe in yourself. Sometimes you may be the only person on this entire earth that believes in you, but you have to believe in yourself. So please bear with me, as I begin to just kind of get back into this and develop content and work it out, kind of figure out when I'm going to do things and how I'm going to do things and stuff like that. But it is I'm totally open to your ideas. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please feel free to just let me know. You can visit calebbeasley.com/contact and just shoot me a letter on there. Let me know the type of content that you would like to see. If you want to make an appearance on the show, I'm down. Let's talk. If you have something interesting that we can talk about, let's talk. I would love to sit here and talk. That is something that, especially, it may be easier too with the podcast now, especially with, the social distance. I don't want to catch COVID or anything. So you make sure that if we have a conversation or whatever, you've been tested for the coronavirus, okay? I had a boss, he actually called it, what did he call it? When the pandemic first started, he's a real old-fashioned kind of guy. Always dressed to the nine, all types of just nice jewelry. He's got the fedora, and he's just a real smooth guy. The first time I met him, I was like, wow, this guy is smooth, because he was just one of those people that kind of commanded your attention as soon as you walk in the room. And he actually used to call it Corona's virus. He used to be, and then everything was okay. Everything was all right in the world. I was just kind of sitting here chilling and everything, living my life. And then Corona's virus hit and I didn't really know what to do. I couldn't really go anywhere. Couldn't go have my steak and scotch and everything like that. I don't really know what to do. But I don't really know, man. I just hope this Corona's virus is over. So it was just one of those things where I was like, Corona's virus. So if you ever hear me refer to this health pandemic as Corona's virus, as if Corona is actually a person, that is where it came from. Corona does not sponsor this. This is not sponsored by Corona nor its affiliates. So there's nothing to do. I'm not getting paid off of Corona, not getting paid off of the Corona Extra, Corona with the lime, any of that. Speaking of Corona with the lime, here is a debate I've always kind of had with my friends. Is Corona better with the lime or without a lime? Let me know within the comments. I will I will reveal the results when we get back in the next conversation, but please let me know. I personally think it's better without the lime. I know a lot of people may be like, oh, I love my lime and I need this and I need that, but it just depends. It honestly just depends. One time I was somewhere and they were like, hey, you want a Corona? I was like, okay, I'll take a Corona. And they pulled out lime juice, not lime juice. And it was really disgusting. The lime juice was really strong. It kind of took away from the overall flavor of the Corona. So I felt, in a position where I was like, that's not kind of good. But I've also had it with a nice fresh lime and it's not bad. Also had it without a lime and it's not bad. So it definitely just kind of depends on what it is that you have a preference for. But that is one of the things that we can kind of discuss, is kind of taking control of your own life and discovering what you want out of life. I know it's, something as simple as a Corona, but there's a bigger message behind that of kind of discovering what it is that you may want in your own life. So I definitely challenge you as the viewer to kind of figure out within your inner self, what is it that you want out of life? Where do you want to go? Because for me, I know me personally, I am shooting for the stars and aiming for the moon. I used to have some distractions in my life that kind of actually prohibited me from shooting for the stars, aiming for the moon. Well, I was still able to shoot for the stars, but it's almost like LeBron James just kind of came out of nowhere and, oh, blocked by James. He did it again. He did it again. And so I couldn't really shoot for the stars, but I really wanted to. And every time when you have those distractions in your life, every time you shoot for the stars, if you are distracted, James is going to continue to come out of nowhere. Oh, blocked by James. He did it again. He did it again. I'm a big LeBron James fan, by the way. I'm not necessarily, you can call me a bandwagoner or whatever. I don't really get into sports like that. It just depends on what it is and how interested I am into it. Football, I never really got into it like that. I always kind of had a hard time really just sitting there like focusing, and the game was so slow paced. I'm a fast-paced kind of person, so if I were to watch a sport, if I were to watch something, it would definitely be basketball. If I were to watch somebody play, it would definitely be LeBron James, or people associated with LeBron James, people that I know are going to have me entertained when I watch them. Westbrook, Harden, people like that are really just going to have me captivated by the moves that they do on the floor when I watch. Speaking of basketball, there are some people that tell me I look like Steph Curry. I don't see it at all. I don't know where they get that from. I don't know if it's something that they, maybe they just kind of want to just imagine that they met Steph Curry, so they just kind of see me. I don't know if it's like maybe with the mask and like, if I don't see it. I don't see it at all. But if you see it, feel free to let me know in the comments. Maybe we can get the attention of Steph Curry. Maybe he will be nice enough to buy me a better, maybe a spotlight or something so that this side of my face can be lit up. But we're definitely going to figure out how to make that happen. I am incredibly grateful to kind of have this platform where we can just discuss and talk about life, talk about what we're going through as the viewers. And I'm excited to begin to develop a relationship with the viewers. I'm excited to take on this venture of the website. So please feel free to check it out. I designed it myself. Please feel free to, just give some feedback about the Caleb Beasley Show. If you have any sort of topics, any sort of conversations that you may want to discuss, if you want to be on my podcast, please feel free to let me know. Hey, I'm going to be famous, people. I'm going to be famous, okay? So let me know now before they start running them checks, okay? Because the checks are on the way. So let me know now. Get on the podcast now before everything blows up, okay? I'm just messing with you guys, but I leave you with this. Never let anybody stop you from chasing your dreams. And right now, I'm living the dream. Even though it's not, being on TV and everything like that, right now I'm on camera and I'm talking to you. And to me, that is a dream come true. So make sure that you never let anybody, no teacher, no friends, no stranger, never let anybody stop you from the dreams, especially the people that didn't achieve theirs, so they have to watch you fail. Never let them. You'd be surprised some of the people in life that would actually try to stop you from achieving your dreams or just don't believe in you. You have to begin to believe in yourself, and that is one of many conversations that we'll have about taking control of your own life, because it is something that really has impacted me. So thank you so much for watching this edition of the Caleb Beasley Show. This is the return after a 3-year hiatus. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Caleb Beasley.